Oh man, I am. Whew. All right. That took forever. Just give me a few minutes. Alrighty. Can you hear me? Thank goodness. Sucks that there's only one person here. It ain't my fault that this took forever. Golly. Hope everybody else can get here. I'm gonna start talking for real. 7:20. Just so I can catch my breath and eat. Huh. Ugh. Jesus. Jeez, ugh. That's a thing. I'm hoping people come, cause you know. Golly. And I had so much, and I thought we'd get so far, and yet. Huh. Man, at least I have plans for tonight. Because I found a better thing to do a mock draft that does an actual mock draft. As opposed to whatever bullshit we did last time. No, Pro Football Focus. Oh, man. Hmm. Really gonna need to just 6 o'clock. Damn. Ooh. Yeah, that's terrible. You can see the quiz kit extension, right? Alrighty, good. Ah, man. Hopefully other people get here. Because frankly, this will be sad if you're the only one answering questions. Yeah. Huh. Boy. You know what? Let's get this started with the intro. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Goal to Go, episode 10. And of course, it has to be the first one that's late. Despite the fact that the first episode I ever did was, supposed to be on a day in which I literally didn't have internet. Fucking thank God someone else is here. Hello. Check, hey, by the way, bro, check the, about page of the channel. There's now a Discord server for this bitch. Wow, I love that. So yeah, if you check the description thingy, you can join the Discord server for this weird thingy. Yeah. I mean, hell, I'm actually thinking, considering my Friday is going to be nothing, I might go live on Friday for the hell of it. So, before we get into anything, I got an interview to be a sports reporter for Tiger TV next year. So that's pretty cool. Yep, gonna do the interview on Saturday at 12:40. So, let's hope that goes well. It should. I don't expect any problems. So, yeah. Keeby Higgs should join the Discord server. But anyway, tonight, it's paid. No, you get paid to do it. Yeah, it's like a paid on-campus job thingy. Cuz it's like the student-run media thing. I wouldn't get paid during the summer, I'll tell you. Still, I'm not lucky. I go to LSU. You cannot call me lucky right now. So anyway, I am finishing up ramen right now. This is turning into a shit show. Mm. So anyway, I mean, yeah, it's a good school and all, but like, right now we're under 2 separate federal investigations and we lost Title IV federal funding. Don't worry. It's not like I've got an entire fucking rant planned about LSU sports. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. And it's long. And it's vengeful in its rant. But first, we've got a little game to play. Can you see what I've named it? That's right. Because I'm an original person and totally not trying to rip off a person who's normally here. We are having a TL1 live. Yes, because, you know, hopes and dreams can die like everything else in this world, can't they? So TL1 live tonight. For those unaware, we play a trivia thing every Tuesday night called JG9 Live based on this one dude, and so I've decided to nick his name. So, got 3 questions for you tonight. The first one is absolute bonkers difficult, and the next 2 are reasonably hard. Ish. We'll see about that. Are you ready for question 1? Let's see. Who's going to win this? By the way, if you lose, you will be relentlessly mocked. No, you're not ready. Good to know. By the way, Kibi Higgs, you should join the Discord server. Do it. Like, there's no one else there but me and this other dude. Also, if you join there, I'm thinking about starting, like, once or twice a month, starting in 2 weeks, Jackbox game nights, because boredom and having 5 Jackbox collections and nobody to play them with. But until that point, let us begin. In 3, 2, 1. First question. According to the USAG rulebook, USA Gymnastics, which of the following would not be allowed in the music for a floor routine? Michael Jackson moans, a whistle, a tiger roar, or vocoder samples? Enter your answers now. You were not the least bit ready for this question. So, while doing research for my LSU rant, I came across the USAG rulebook. It just so happened, because I was looking to see how long you have for floor routines, just so happens that it had a little bit of a section on the music. And it says specifically that floor routines are not to be penalized if they have a whistle or animal sounds in them. Human sounds are fine as long as they aren't words, meaning that the correct answer is vocoder samples. You picked the 2 that it specifically outlines as being totally fine. That's quite funny. You may now rain down your hatred upon me. Yeah. Let's show the scores. After the only question. Okay. Kibi Higgs, you're click the little... Are you on mobile, perchance? Because you can enable your name. You're not losing the most. And you're on mobile? What's the latency? Come on. No. Anyway. God, it is 7:30. We're 10 minutes in. This is going to be a 2-hour stream. That's fine. That's fine. It'll allow people to be here. Yeah, you can enable your name. Since there's only 2 people here, I don't think it'll matter. Let's go to the next question. An actual football question. A college football question that I was hoping he'd be here for. Because frankly, sometimes you do a little trolling. And this question is to do a little trolling. Who is the only player in Arizona State history to throw for 4,000 yards in a season? Yes, I noticed the typo. Manny Wilkins, Andrew Walter, Jake Plummer, or Brock Osweiler? The only player in Arizona State history to throw for 4,000 yards in a season. Alrighty. So, Plummer, probably the most famous, it was like one of the most famous on here. He never threw for 3,000 yards in a season, yet he is 3rd all-time in Arizona State career passing yards because he played there for 4 years and he started for 4 years. Walter, while being the school's career leader, never threw for 4,000 yards. He's 2nd place, 3,877 in 2002. Now, it should be noted that the NCAA, I don't believe, counted bowl statistics until 2003, meaning he likely threw for 4,000 yards, but it doesn't count. Manny Wilkins' best season was 2017. He threw for 3,270. He's the most recent quarterback out of there. Though the team managed to lose 5 straight, including their bowl game, 2011 ASU's Brock Osweiler managed to throw for 4,036 yards, 26 TDs, and 13 picks. It is Brock Osweiler. Wonder who got that one. Oh, wow. It's too easy. Yep, it was, in fact, the meme answer of Brock Osweiler. So, yeah. The final question revolves around the fact that today's JG9 video was about the 2000 Eagles, and how in 1998, they had used 3 quarterbacks in a season, then drafted a quarterback. So I decided to ask a question regarding the last time, prior to the 1998 season, the Eagles started 3 quarterbacks. So, your final question is, 3 QBs started for the 1993 Eagles. Who's the odd one out? Jim McMahon, Randall Cunningham, Ken O'Brien, or Bubby Brister? Which of the following did not start a game for the 1993 Philadelphia Eagles? It's actually kind of good he's not here, because if this question randomly pops up later, you might want to just keep it in the back of your mind. So are you ready for the answers? Okay. So I'll tell you. So Randall Cunningham, he started the first 4 games of the season. He then had a season-ending injury. Ken O'Brien started 4 games. Bubby Brister started 8 games. Bubby Brister was in fact an NFL quarterback despite his name. Now, Jim McMahon started for the 1992 Eagles, but in 1993, he was on the Minnesota Vikings, so he couldn't have started for them. Ah, I see. You missed it. It was Jim McMahon. He was on the Vikings in 93. Yeah, that's right. Bubby Brister did play for the Steelers. let's see the final results. And KB Higgs wins with a 14,000. He won every question. Congratulations, KB Higgs. Could you join the Discord server already? Bro, you have no excuses not to have joined there. We have funny meme laughter. So anyway, that concludes tonight's episode of TL1 Live, which is now going to be a regular feature because, frankly, screw all of you. I kid. Well, kind of. So, let's begin tonight's normal stuff with NFL moves. Holy cow. Base Quiplash is completely free on Steam until April 26th. It's not even like a free weekend, it's 100% off. Just saying. Luckily, I already own Quiplash, so I don't need it. Let's start off with that Alex Smith retirement news. Did you know that Alex Smith retired? Yeah, good for him. I mean, this year was really a prove it. Yes, the Jadeveon Clowney news was we talked about it last week. Yeah, Alex Smith, he went through hell and back and hell again and then back. Honestly, they should just rename the Comeback Player of the Year award the Alex Smith Comeback Player of the Year. The dude almost won the dude could have made a Super Bowl. I mean, let's be honest here. Okay, so quick thing. The 2011 Niners should never have been in position to win the fucking Super Bowl. Or even make the Super Bowl. If the Saints don't turn the ball over 5 fucking times against those Niners, we're blowing them out of their building. But we turn the ball over 5 times in the first half. The defense shits the bed in the end of the game because you can't cover Alex Smith on a simple fucking QB bootleg read because apparently that's impossible. And then you can't cover Vernon Davis because you have no defensive scheme on the goal line. Fucking Greg Williams, am I right? We would have beaten the ever-loving fuck out of those Giants. Like, I mean the ever-loving fuck out of those Giants. Because in 2011, those Giants came to play the Saints, and we beat the ever-loving fuck out of them. Yeah, Harbaugh should have stayed in NFL. Really, though, he was good. It just so happened that there were some, disagreements. Like, can someone explain to me why you thought it was an upgrade to go from Jim Harbaugh to Chip Kelly? No one has ever thought something even remotely like that. Fuck the Niners, they've done too many bad things to this franchise. Anyway, Jim Tomsula. Really? We have to go through that? Oh my god. No, I remember Jim. Was it Chip Kelly or Jim Tomsula when the Saints played them and beat the shit out of them? Such a fucking nice game. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, so my mic randomly went out. My mic randomly went out. Thank God. Okay, so anyway, yeah, Alex Smith retired. Whew! Jordan Reed also retired. I can't cut it from the upload. It's a direct... I just upload directly. I upload literally from, I export it, because I'm lazy and I don't want to change anything. Everything's going well. Shit, you could do that for me. I know, but no, it's the fact that I don't want to do it. Because it would take, because here's the thing. I'm using a Surface. Try making that cut. And I don't know how to do it in Twitch. I don't care. I just don't care enough to do it because it's a direct upload of the stream. And it's all that it's meant to be. Anyway, that's not important. Can I get on to my shit? It's 7:40, alrighty? We're 20 minutes into this and I've wasted too much time. Jordan Reed retired. Isn't that crazy? Now then, let's talk about Alden Smith. He was wanted in St. Bernard Parish for choking a man on... I think Reed was in his 6th or 7th year? I think he's pre-30. He wasn't 30 yet, is what I think. But I don't know. He was pretty young, but, like, also... I don't know. Guys are starting to retire a little younger. Exactly. He just kept getting injured. That's his problem. So anyway, Alden Smith, he was wanted in St. Bernard Parish. I don't know anything else about it. For choking a man unconscious in a coffee house. Now, that sounds insane. It sounds like, holy cow, this dude's unhinged. The man he choked unconscious was allegedly abusing his sister. Which definitely changes how I view this. Because it's one thing to randomly choke out a guy. This isn't a random guy. This is a guy that was abusing your sister. I 100% approve of your... I don't approve of how you handled it, but also fuck you, guy who was abusing his sister, unless you weren't, in which case you're a victim, but, like, I don't know who to believe here. If you were doing it, you kinda deserved it. I don't know what else to say except fuck you, and that's called karma. Don't be an abusive fuck. This is what happens. But then again, people who are like that don't know how to deal with the consequences of their actions because they don't know what's coming. I mean, I don't approve of how he handled it because he choked the guy, which is dumb. Because why would you choke the guy? You could just shake his brains. Like, just shake his shoulders, you know? Do the thingy and then he has, like, the birds flying over his head. Plus, that'd give him a concussion. Instead of trying to break his windpipe, you can give the guy a concussion like that. And it seems like a heated argument and not like you're trying to kill him. But because you're 300 pounds, it really hurts him. And it'll do the job nicely. I'm saying there are less violent ways of being violent. Gotta be smart about your violence. You have to do it the right amount. Now then, speaking of the right amount, do the Steelers... I know it could be considered assault, but one of them is choking, and the other one is hassling a dude. One of them looks worse. It's called optics, bro. Alright? You gotta be smart about optics. Hey, speaking... I know, but I was trying to be somewhat lighthearted about this, too. Shut up and let me move on to Mike Tomlin getting an extension till 2024. So I have just one quick question for the Steelers. But why? Why would you do that? I mean, it's okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. You couldn't have known. Yeah, why till 2024? What has he... I get that he's been doing pretty well, but, like... Really? Last season was not good at all. This dude should not be getting a contract that long. In my opinion, he should be getting a 2-year deal. So it should be until 2023. Yeah, unfortunately, it isn't 1945 and the season isn't 11 games long. So, that's why. It was bad. It was dumb. So, yeah. It's time to talk about Tom Brady's a little bitch. I love the fact that I got to say that and that you got to hear it. Yes, but still. Ladies and gentlemen, let me repeat it. Tom Brady has said something that makes him sound like a little bitch. What could they be? Well, you came here to hear that, I bet. So if you didn't hear about this, Ben, you're missing out on some good shit. But it's also very good because I get to tell you about it. He decided to go to his Instagram story, and he said, "Good luck trying to block the right people now, 4 exclamation points. Going to make for a lot of bad football." He then followed it up with, "Why not let the linemen wear whatever they want too?" By the way, he capitalized the L in let because apparently weird shit happens when you're dumb. Why have numbers? Just have colored jerseys. Ellipsis. Why not wear the same number? Question mark, ellipsis, dumb. In all caps. So I just have so many things to break down about what the fuck that was. So firstly, this won't be a problem next year, as much as you think it will. Players are not going to switch their numbers all willy-nilly this year. They're going to do it in 2022. By that point, I think guys are going to tell everyone what they're going to change their numbers to. Because, players talk with each other because they're friendly. They're nice like that. Everyone's going to know who's going to have new jersey numbers by 2022. So it won't be that fucking hard to deal with it. Now, granted, guys are going to change teams. I 100% get that. This, that, and the other thing's going to happen. Still, you're going to know who to look for. So, yeah, don't have to worry about that next year as much. Yes, it'll happen, but, still. 2. You do realize that Jared Goff plays on the Lions, and this would require the Lions to make the playoffs, which actually with the 7-game, it's still not going to happen. Well, with the 17 playoff system and it's the reason why I think the Saints could legitimately back into the playoffs we have an easy schedule. We have a decent offense. If we go 9-8, we get back into the playoffs. I'm not even kidding you. There isn't as much talent in the NFC as there is in the AFC. It's like the late 2000s all over again. Anyway. So yeah. Here's the second thing. Good luck trying to block the right people now. What do you mean by that, Tom? Are you thinking that your teammates are too stupid to understand who their assignments are? I think you severely underestimate the ability of your fucking teammates. I mean, first of all, the linemen haven't really had any changes. So the offensive and defensive linemen will still know who to block. If you don't know if you're supposed to be blocking a guy because you can't identify his number, you should not be in the NFL because you are not smart enough to make an NFL roster. Do I make my point fucking clear about that? You cannot be that stupid. This guy wearing 25 out there, I wonder if he's a linebacker or a defensive back. I don't know, look at his fucking size. They don't make defensive backs 6'3", 267 pounds. That ain't no defensive back. Not even a nickel corner looks like that. You know that's a linebacker, you can tell by looking at him. Or you can tell by the fact that, I don't know, your fucking coach would have told you. Because they would have known the number by now. Ain't that fucking difficult? These guys are not stupid. And you thinking that that's stupid is kind of fucking stupid. So, yeah. Third, this is the least of anybody's worries about what's going to make bad football. Really? You think this is going to make for bad football? Look, I find it ironic that you think guys are going to be confused by the numbers considering you couldn't count to fucking 4. Seriously, bro. We're going to talk about other guys getting confused? Are you just projecting onto other people? Are you really that dumb that you can't tell the difference between a defensive back and a linebacker and can't read a defense because of numbers? You and I both know you're not that damn stupid, and if you are that damn stupid, then I got a lot of respect I just lost for you. But if you think numbers are going to make the game worse, did you forget last season? I hope you didn't, because you'll remember games in which your team looked like dog shit. Like the game in which your team combined for 5 rushing attempts, 20% of which were kneel downs to surrender, by the way, kneel downs to end the game. And that wasn't you making that kneel down. That was Blaine fucking Gabbert because you were getting your asses kicked so thoroughly. Your team laid a goose egg except for a goddamn pity field goal just to prevent a shutout. Did you forget the first game of the season? You know, the one in which your team kinda sorta forgot how special teams works. When we got this onside kick because it doinked off of one of your players who wasn't paying attention. You want to talk about what's going to make football worse? How about players skipping voluntary workouts, problems with the OTAs and all of that, a shortened preseason, an extended regular season? Those are going to be detrimental to football far more than changing of fucking jersey numbers. Get your head out of your ass, dude. You and I both know what's worse. This is nothing. This doesn't hurt anybody. If it hurts somebody, it hurts dumbasses who cannot discern numbers. So maybe it hurts you. Just shut up. That's number 3. Number 4, your thing about linemen shows you have no idea what the hell you're referring to. Nothing changed with the linemen. Nothing will change with the linemen. College football has much laxer rules about linemen, and even then linemen are still restricted. For example, when LSU, this past season, they have this thing about the number 18. It's a very special number ever since Matt Mock, the QB of the 2003 National Championship team, and it's handed out to a leader on the offense and defense. Well, the leader on the offense that was going to wear it was going to be an offensive lineman, but he couldn't wear the number, so he wore a patch instead with the number 18 on it to signify that he had earned it. I don't get this Levante David joke. I mean, frankly, look, as an LSU fan, I'm all for it. If Leonard Fournette and Jamar Chase, wherever he goes, if he's allowed to wear number 7, you better fucking let him wear number 7. I wouldn't mind seeing the Honey Badger wearing the number 7, Patrick Peterson wearing the number 7, Leonard Fournette wearing the number 7. You get my point? 7, DJ Chark wearing the number 7. Anywhere you can get a guy that was an LSU superstar wearing the number 7, you let them wear the number 7. Because that means, man, would that be nice. Yeah. But still, by the way, his thing, just have colored jerseys. Oh, I hope you do you know what the World Football League is and their colored pants? That fucking worked. Oh, wait, no it didn't. Or wait, that was the league's finances, and they went into ruin halfway through their second season. It wasn't the AAF, which folded in the middle of its first season. That may be the biggest financial disaster in football history. One of the biggest financial disasters in professional football history was the AAF. It's like, how could you not even make it through a season? The XFL made it through a season. The World Football League made it through 1.5. And that thing was running on a shoestring budget, if I've ever heard of one. Fucking hell, there was like the Spring Football League that didn't even make it past a press conference, but even that wasn't as major a failure because it didn't play any games. And then, 5th, how in the hell is this something you give a fuck about? Did you forget that you played in college? I know that was literally half your lifetime ago. Which is stupid to say, but it's true. But they had lax rules there and nobody has a problem. What's the difference? I guess scouting? It's not going to be that fucking difficult. You just learn. You adapt. It'll take a little bit of time, but eventually you'll figure it out. It's not difficult. It's a number. And guess what? Guys wearing single digits happens in the preseason. So it ain't fucking new. Deal with it. Little shit. Golly. Just fuck him. Fuck him for doing that. Quick little thingy about some NCAA rule changes. Now, I said I was going to do a mock draft tonight. I'm going to still do a mock draft tonight. I'm going to get some of this done real quick. NCAA rule changes for overtime. Teams must go for 2 in the second overtime, not in the third. So in the first overtime, when you go back and forth, fine, you can kick extra points. Second overtime, you have to go for 2. Now, third overtime, things change. Instead of trading 2-point conversions after the 5th overtime, it now reverts to the third overtime. So once the third overtime starts, it's back and forth 2-point conversions. Game ends whenever, it's like a shootout style, except it's a shootout style, kind of. So, yeah. One other thing. Video board operators can now receive unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Understand exactly what I just frickin' said. So, context would require me to play a video. Basically, there was an Oklahoma State-Texas game. Oklahoma State's football field happens to have a video board that's right by, there's goalposts and then there's a video board right along the field. When Texas lined up to kick a field goal, they put a bunch of yellow bars to try and distract the kicker. The NCAA didn't like it because it was an intentionally unsportsmanlike act, but they couldn't penalize for it because there's nothing in the rulebook saying that the scoreboard has to be done well. So now you can't do that. They basically just put into the rulebook something that says, yeah, you can't do things that are basically bullshit. Don't bullshit around. And they have to be blatantly unsportsmanlike. So when an example of one that I don't think would get flagged would be from when the Saints played the Panthers. When the Saints played the Panthers in the Superdome, the scoreboard, the video board, they played footage of the previous year's game in which Joey Sly missed a chip shot field goal that gave the Saints life and the ability to win the game. Well, no, they're not going to do it for the fans because, again, the video board thing. Okay, I'm going to find a picture of it. Because yeah, this will do quite nicely, in fact. Hold on. Yeah, this will work in the... Yep, let me just show you it real quick. Because it'll make a lot more sense once you see it. This is not helpful. I am trying to save this image. It's a... I don't know why it won't find it. This thing is being stupid. Okay, but basically it looked like a bunch of yellow lines and then the goalpost, and it's really bad. It was really unsportsmanlike, and I advise you to look it up because I'm not playing the video because I'm not getting copyright claimed. So anyway, yeah, that's why. It would basically be, I think they'd flag it as a team unsportsmanlike conduct. And by the way, yes, you can penalize fans and crowds. It is possible to penalize a crowd. But it's never really happened, but I think it's possible to penalize a crowd. I said think. I don't know. And it's a deliberate... I advise you to look it up because I can't find a way to get the damn images to show. Have you seen it? Did you look it up? Oklahoma State versus Texas. You need to look it up just to make it make sense. Man, I'm going to be going long tonight. Hopefully other people will make it. That would be nice. That was an old NFL rule. Yep, the crowd noise rule, which by the way, that was a rule that nobody liked in the 1980s. Absolutely nobody liked it. Not even QBs liked having it, but they used it to their advantage. It was the dumbest rule possibly. It wasn't the dumbest rule in NFL history. I've heard of dumber. Anyway, off of that, is it time for a mock draft? No, is it? I don't know. Who's gonna answer me? I think it's time for a mock draft. Who wants to do a mock draft? I know I do. Let's do a mock draft. Yes. Oh, yes. This thing is too big. Let's make it smaller. Oh, perfect. Now, here's the thing. We're going to do a one-round draft. This is going to be my mock draft. Who do I think teams are going to do? Because unlike the last time, this will be good. It is a first pick for every team draft. No, it's a first round draft. As in the first round of the NFL draft. So, let's begin with the... Yeah. Everything look fine? Oh, wait, you can't see your... Chat, this is going to be fun trying to deal with this. This is going to be annoying. I have fixed it. Okay, so, with the first overall pick, let's just get Trevor Lawrence out of the way. With the second pick, Zach Wilson. Okay, boom. So now that we've gotten the obvious out of the way, we go to the third pick. Now, who do I think is going to be the third pick? I like how Mac Jones is ranked 14th. I've said Justin Fields was the second. That's never going to not be funny. That's gonna be that's the funniest thing that I've ever fucking done. So anyway, 49ers. If I had to be honest with them, and why wouldn't I be? I'd say they draft a Mac Jones type. Mac Jones is not inspiring confidence, by the way. Here's why. So, like I've said multiple times. Mac Jones doesn't inspire me. He's a little bit better than AJ McCarron. Apparently he's the smartest QB GMs have ever spoken to. I don't know what you mean by that because I've never spoken to him. So, maybe there's some stuff there that I don't know. But I just have nothing left. Because again, we didn't see much of him this year. He could still make some dumbass mistakes, but he had one of the greatest receiving corps in the entire country. Give him what the freaking Niners have, he's not going to look as good. Because he doesn't have a Heisman-winning wide receiver. Unfortunately. So, just... yeah. Mac Jones. That's who I think they're going to go for. Now, the Falcons, with pick number 4. If the Falcons stay in this spot, I feel they need to make moves in the secondary. If they're to stay in this spot, they need some sort of lockdown defensive player. They would pick a Patrick Surtain. Nobody was talking about him. I heard he would be late first round. He is a very Kyle Shanahan type quarterback in the sense that he literally does not move. Kaepernick was told when Kyle Shanahan came in, look, I don't run this offense where you get to be mobile and use your legs. I'm looking for a straight up pocket passer. He had Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is basically one of the definitions of a straight up pocket passer. Despite the fact that when we give him a shitload of room, he'll fucking find a first down. I'm still pissed off about the 2019 game. Yeah, I got them picking Sewell here. There's frankly no reason not to. And then with this pick, I love how it says tackle guard. Because yes, they need that. They want an elite wide receiver and they're going to get him. Jamar Chase. Then the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are a bit weird. Look at their needs. Their need chart is 6. 6. Because they got a lot of problems. So, how do they fix it? Well, I think when you're devoid of wide receivers like the Detroit Lions are, they desperately need one. You have to make a selection between Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith. I think, and I have a reason for this. Well, who was their kick returner last year? Who returned most of their kicks? Yeah, because it seems like they don't necessarily have one. There is a reason, then, I would pick Jalen Waddle. If I'm the Detroit Lions, I'm looking for an elite wide receiver, but I can also find an elite kick returner. Because guess what? Special teams matter, man. You got to be able to be on point with that. And Jalen Waddle, let me tell you from experience, Jalen Waddle is a beast. He fucking burned the entire coverage team in 2019. Dude had his face mask pulled, and he just used it as a slingshot maneuver. It didn't even slow him down. He's so fast. He is a weapon out there. He can be used in so many, in a variety of formations, and I genuinely think he would be a threat. Jared Goff wouldn't have any major problems because it's like Jalen Waddle's fucking open, throw to him. Then you have the problem of, can Jared Goff throw to a wide open receiver, which, trust me, I still don't know the answer to. Yeah, and Jamal Agnew and Danny Amendola. Yeah. Anyway, the Panthers. I don't see the Panthers sticking at this point. I genuinely don't see the Panthers sticking here. At all. I think the Panthers somehow trade this. I think they trade back, possibly with the Patriots. It doesn't feel like they have anything to do at 8. Because it's like, what do you need? You need quarterback. No, you don't. You just addressed it. Wide receiver. That you need to address, but I don't know if they do that here and instead wait for the next round. I've said this. If the Panthers are lucky and Kyle Pitts is available, they will pick him. Not that they should. They will pick him. So if I'm the Panthers, I pick him. Now, here's another spot. The Broncos. This is another spot I can definitely see a trade back and a trade with, again, the Patriots. Their needs are QB, tackle, and linebacker. Look, I don't think Pitt... Well, the thing is, Pitt doesn't drop below the Dolphins. Who the hell would pick him? Because there's no... Tight end, I don't see the Dolphins drafting him. The Bengals are certainly not going to draft him. There's no reason for the Falcons to even be touching offense when their defense has been killing them. And then you have the first 3 picks are QBs. For me, I think Pitts is going to drop to 8. Now, looking at this, Justin Fields being available right here, which is what I think. Because I think Mac Jones is going to go 3. I could be wrong. I'm 50-50 on whether it's going to be Mac Jones or Justin Fields. I don't think Trey Lance is going number 3. I'd be shocked if he went number 3. Trey Lance to me feels like a very boomer bust project. He seems like a guy who could be something, or he could flop. He could have an upside that we don't even know about. But again, it's like, he has played 1 season of college football. That's it. You know who else played a season of college football? Mitch Trubisky. That was all he did. He started 1 season. Now granted, you could say that about Cam Newton, but that wouldn't be true because he started a full season at Blinn Junior College and won a national championship, meaning he had a full season to start before having another full season. For those of you doing the math at home, that's 2 full seasons. So, if I'm the Broncos, I fucking draft the shit out of Justin Fields. Then you have the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys are in this situation. Why the hell do you think they need a damn tight end? Their defense last year was an absolute nightmare. Their run defense, I could have ran for a couple. I was like, their run defense was so bad, I could have run for 25 yards on 5 carries on them. That's how bad it looked. I know I couldn't have, but with the block, if I had good blocking, I probably could have. If they get to this point, they desperately need to get some sort of linebacker in the middle there. Because frankly, I ain't seen it happening. So Micah Parsons would be a good pick. You've also got... What the fucking shit? No. Jeremiah Wars... Oh, that guy. Kwity Paye would work too. They do need an edge rusher. But I would go with Micah Parsons. Now, the Giants. The Giants are in this weird situation of their defense is garbage. Their offense needs to be really worked on. Because that team needs things 100% correct. Offensive line is... But if they are really going to be in that situation, you want a guy like a Kwity Paye. You want an edge rusher. I've heard this guy's going to go pretty high. I know this seems kind of high. It's either going to be that or Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. But I would say Kwity Paye. Then you have the Eagles. Look at Devontae Smith being available. They'd snap that up in a heartbeat. Then you have the Chargers. Now, I have been really questioning what the heck. What do you mean by wait on this? Yeah, I know. Should take a tackle. Here's the problem. My whole thing is with this. There is a dearth of offensive line talent, but also this is a team that can't. It's so bad because it's like you are 50-50ing here. This is a 50-50 thing because it's like on the one hand, yeah, he wouldn't draft tackles, not in the first round, but on the other hand, your second and third round investments have not paid off yet. But on the other hand, you just paid a shitload of money to Corey Linsley to try and anchor down that offensive line. Not only that, you lost one of your best cornerbacks, and your secondary has been an issue. Yeah, it's bad offensive line. But here's the thing. Slater is good, but look at this. Do you want to know where is he? Oh yeah, this guy. His name is J.C. Horn. He's kind of balling. He's basically the second best cornerback in this draft. If he's available at this point, I would say there would be a humongous. That would be a huge moment. Yeah. J.C. Horn is so... Okay, so I actually got... So, J.C. Horn, he played for South Carolina. South Carolina played LSU this year. It was one of the only times I actually got to see him play. The other time was a game... I don't remember who they were playing. But I got to see him. And though we kicked the ever-loving fuck out of those guys, God, that was a nice game. J.C. Horn played pretty well. God damn, that was the game that probably got Will Muschamp's seat so hot they were going to fire him, and then he got fired like the next week. Because we were bad. We were really bad. But they were worse. So yeah, they would draft J.C. Horn in a heartbeat, and I wouldn't say that's a bad pick. I'd say that's a huge pick, because he's an absolutely incredible talent. Protect Herbert. Okay. But you have to make... You've made your anchor pick with the center. You can't make picks on offensive line because they keep on fucking failing. You have a lockdown cornerback, which is one of your problems was defense last year and maintaining leads. Which you can also blame that on the special teams, but you know. Anyway, if you are these guys, what do you need? If Rashawn Slater is available for the Vikings at this point, they're taking him. They're just going to take him. That's a 3-second pick. It's not a Telesco pick. Not only that, but J.C. Horn would probably be like one of the more incredible picks to fall to them if he fell. Granted, I could also see J.C. Horn going to like the Cowboys, for example, because Patrick Surtain's not going to be available. I genuinely think that the Falcons don't need to trade out of that spot. They just take Patrick Surtain. He's the best cornerback in this draft by a mile and a half. So now you get to the Patriots. They need a quarterback or a wide receiver or a cornerback, but they're going to draft QB. They're going to draft Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance goes to him. I think if they traded up, they'd still go for Trey Lance. The only way they wouldn't is if somehow, some way, he wasn't on the board. I mean, not if he wasn't on the board. If Fields was still on the board. Because I think they would want a Fields type. But we'll see. Trey Lance shows a lot of upside and a shitload of questions. I don't know what his downside is. He never showed it. His only season he played of college football, he had 42 touchdowns combined, rushing and passing, and he never threw a pick. He was in the toughest conference in the entire FCS. He didn't go through fucking scrubs. And I think we need to stop with this narrative that, oh, but it's the FCS, it's not major college. There's no major expectations. Bitch, when you're the quarterback of North Dakota State, you are expected to play your ass off and then some. You are expected to win a national title. You're not expected to lose a game. You are expected to dominate the entire thing. Those are lofty expectations. Things that you don't see at other programs. Because if you lose one game, it's considered weird. They lost one game this year. They had to be co-champions of... No, not one game. They lost 3 games, I think, this year. They barely snuck... Or 2 games. They lost to South Dakota State in the Fargo Dome for the first time in a very long time. I think it's been like 5 or 6 years. I mean, 0 picks, 42 combined touchdowns, I should say. Dude is a weapon on the ground. He is a dual threat quarterback to the max. But he's got such a question mark of what is his downside. Because he never threw picks, but I am still going to say, like, while it's the best conference in FCS, not all of those guys are going to get drafted. It was one season, and we never got to see him in a second season if he would have a decline. Was that just a 1-year fluke? Could he maintain the success? The only game he played this year was against Central Arkansas, which is not exactly the greatest of teams. Like, we're not on the same level here. It wasn't like you were playing up against a James Madison. It wasn't like you were playing up against a South Dakota State. It wasn't like you were playing up against other schools like that at the FCS level. A Delaware this year. You were playing Central fucking Arkansas, which was a nobody. I mean, hell, even a Sam Houston State from the same conference. I may or may not be spouting off a bunch of FCS information. The playoffs start this weekend. It will be interesting where that goes. Anyway, Trey Lance. Cardinals. I have 0 fucking clue. They need a tight... Who the fuck needs a tight end with this team? This team went 8-8 last year. Because one of the problems is, you see, I don't know how the Cardinals are gonna do it. Because, like, I genuinely have no clue what they'll go for. A BPA? I don't know what that acronym means. Best player available. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. They do need a... Yeah. I forgot about that Barmore guy. Now it's time for the Raiders, or as they're better known, question mark. They need offensive line. They need a direction is what they need. Now, who are they going to take? They're going to take some randy-ass dude that no one's ever heard of because that's the way the Raiders are. Chaos. Nah, they need secondary help, but they also need that offensive line to get bolstered because they decided to trade away all of it. I think they traded away all of their offensive line. Just based on from what I remember, I think they traded away their entire offensive line. So they may need to draft a guy. That's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna randomly draft one of the fastest cornerbacks for no reason. No, I'll tell you this. Al Davis pick, Racing McMath in the 3rd round. He ran a 4.33, which was faster than... Oh, shit. Actually, no. We got a fast cornerback. Or a fast edge rusher. He'll go in the 3rd round or something. Kerry Vincent. Yeah, he's damn good. So now, who do the Dolphins need? They need help. Tackle and guard, well, that's kind of... DI, defensive interior, and edge rusher. They don't need defensive line. Well, here's the thing. I didn't know that. But, yes, it was secondary that they should have gone with. Damn it. Oh, well. Hey, the Cardinals might just as well trade out of that spot. That's my thing. I think the Cardinals might move out of that spot. They either trade out of the 1st round or they trade up. Those are the only two possible options, so... Well, no, they could trade back in the first round. That's a third option I didn't think of. I mean, for God's sake, I could see it. I could see them trying to make a move for that. I'm not saying they would make the move, but I'm saying I could see them shopping it around. So if you're the Dolphins, what do you need? Do you need a tackle? You need an edge rusher? You mean the supplemental draft? Yeah, I mean, granted, if you do have... Yeah, it's mutually assured destruction, isn't it? At this point, it's like trying to load up the greatest defensive lines because they're like nuclear bombs, lol. Yeah. After this draft, we're gonna have a long, fun rant. God, we're only halfway through this. I'm gonna go faster. So, these guys, they'll go Elijah Vera Tucker, fuck it. Washington needs a quarterback. Badly. They will trade up. I guarantee you, they are not sticking at this spot. I forgot about that. So if they were to keep this going, they'd probably need a wide receiver, or Rashad Bateman might work. They're going to trade out of this spot, which is why I think it really doesn't matter. If you're the Bears, you might have to trade. There's going to be a race to the top to try and get one of the top 5 QBs available. Bears, they need a wide receiver. They need somebody that'll go alongside it. I think an Elijah Moore would definitely help to go alongside your Allen Robinson ship. Then, if you're the Colts, your wide receiver, your tackle, your edge rusher. I think they need an edge rusher, some sort of defensive thing more than they need anything else. Look, it's Jason Oweh and Jalen Phillips. I've heard so many good things. I've heard a lot of good things about Jalen Phillips, and honestly, boom. Now, this says that the Titans need a wide receiver. They don't. They need secondary help far more than they need a wide receiver. They need secondary, and they need it badly. They barely have anybody in their secondary. They had to sign Janoris Jenkins because they were that dead. They had no depth in their secondary. They need to get it. A Trayvon Moehrig slipping to them, that would definitely bolster it. A Greg Newsome would bolster it. Just depends on where they need it. I'm not sure about their safety depth. So now the Jets. What else do they need? Well, if you remember last year, remember that whole Greg Williams sent a zero blitz play? They had no secondary last year. They just had none. None. If Greg Newsome's available, Caleb Farley might work for him. But just the Jets had nothing going for them in that secondary, and I feel like they need to bolster it. Now, if you're the Steelers, what do you need? So the Steelers need a tackle or a guard or a center. I could seriously see them going after a center, but then again, if Landon Dickerson is ranked 44th, they may get him in the second round. With that, QB is not one of their major needs. They are still going to stick with one of them. I mean, it is a major need, they just don't want to address it. Let me rephrase that. They need a QB, they just don't want to address it. Yeah, the running situation is bad. Yeah, let me see. Honestly, if I am smart, which I know the Steelers aren't, so they're not going to do this, I think they would go a Landon Dickerson. They need a center badly. Now then, the Jaguars. What else do they need? God, if only there was only... They need a tight end badly. They're not going to get one in the first round. Not a great one. The next best tight end that I'm looking for it. Come on, damn it. Pat Fryermuth, and that would be a reach and a half, so they won't get him in the first. Hell, if Owusu Koromoa is still alive, I don't know what the hell the Jaguars' linebacking situation is, but if he's still going there, I'd say fuck it. Yeah, they also need safety depth, and they also need to protect. They need to, oh, God, yeah, they do need to protect, too. They need to protect their QB of the future, but their secondary situation last year was bad. But, I don't know, I didn't watch any Jaguars games. Now, it's time for the Cleveland fucking Browns. Now, you're needing a defensive lineman or an edge rusher or a linebacker. If this guy right here, if he's available for you, you take him because you want to have the best linebacker that is available. Yes, you have an edge rusher in Jason. Oh, I think he'd be good. Depends on how you want to pair him. There, though. Because I'm not sure about how the Browns are doing their defense. Yeah, no, me neither. But it's because I made one bad decision. I think if I had to go back on an edge rusher, exactly, edge rusher like a Jason Owa, because again, teams that need a linebacker, and if this were to happen, by the way, and I don't think this does, I don't think Owusu Koromoa falls this far to the point where I don't even know if he'd make it into the second round. Well, no, he wouldn't, because I think I know where I'd get for this. So now if you're Baltimore, you need a wide receiver. So this is going to kill me inside. They would draft a Terrence Marshall Jr. Terrence Marshall, I'm going to tell you, he lit it up. He was damn good. He had 4 TDs against Oklahoma in that playoff game, if you don't remember. 4 freaking TDs. Absolutely balled in that game. Man, we just killed Oklahoma in that game. God, that game was so fucking good. Oh my God, it was just, man. Imagine your quarterback setting a school record for most touchdown passes in a game and doing it against the number 4 team in the country. But it's Oklahoma. Yeah. Is Marshall just LSU's Waddle? In what way are you saying that? Please explain what you mean by that, because I don't know what you mean by that. If we had to change, we'd probably be putting Moreg or Farley for the Cards. Yeah. Speed and size. Ugh, I wouldn't know how to describe it. I mean, yeah, they're both very fast, but Jalen Waddle, I think, is a little faster. I'm not 100% sure what was Waddle's speed at his pro day. Because I think Marshall ran a 4.38 at his pro day. I don't know what Waddle ran. I don't know how to spell his name. 4.37. Or something. It would make a lot of sense. Exactly. No, he's fast. He's got a really good catch radius. He's got really great decision-making abilities. He's a great ball receiver. He's damn good. I mean, honestly, and it would just reinforce the notion that the AFC North is just LSU North at this point. Because it's like, hey, here's another LSU guy. Because it's like, here's all of them. If the Bengals draft Jamar Chase, it's just going to be like, you guys are doing this intentionally to hurt me, right? Like, we can't get anything? Speaking of things, the New Orleans Saints. Who would we pick? So, look. If this happens here, I think what would happen is, and this is the guy that I've seen mocked to the Saints a lot. It's Asante Samuel Jr. I've heard he's got some potential for being a little bit... It could be a questionable pick. I don't know. We'll see about that. Now you got the Packers. If Owusu Koromoa somehow manages to fall all the way down here, Packers are going to draft him. Their new defensive coordinators, former linebackers coach. Wide receiver is one of their needs. What the fuck? This is a team that needs defense more than offense. They'll take a wide receiver on the second day. Buffalo. They need something to help deal with whatever the fuck that performance was against the damn Chiefs. Although maybe that was due to the fact that their D coordinator was a bit occupied with getting a staff ready for the Rams. We'll see what happens. I'm bad at mocking. I'm good at mocking things, so you'll hear. Because what we're going to do after this is we're going to go into a rant about LSU sports, and then we're going to have an AMA, and then we're going to end this thing. But we are also I'm also going to say this. If the weather is good tomorrow, because it's supposed to be shit. If it's storming like hell tomorrow, probably not going to go live. If it isn't, might go live. We'll see how that works. They need to replace King. But yeah. The Bills need an edge rusher. They get an Azeez Ojulari. I thought I had mispronounced his name. I didn't. That's weird. Yeah, they need an edge rusher. Now, Chiefs, they need a tackle better, more than just badly. They desperately need a tackle. The Chiefs decided to get rid of both of them for no reason. I mean, no cap situation because you guys couldn't manage it. So they need to get a guy. Tevin Jenkins or Walker Little. I don't know who the fuck Walker Little is. I've heard great things about Tevin Jenkins. That's exactly what I was going to say. I'm honestly going Jenkins here. I've heard more about him. Then you have the Buccaneers. Everyone is saying that the Buccaneers are great. Man. Yeah, Tevin. Well, I mean, again, I'm not... We'll see. By the way, get people to come here for the freaking draft stream that we're going to do next week on Thursday. We're going live. Round 1 of the NFL draft. Full, wall-to-wall. We're watching it live in the Discord server with all the microphones. We're all talking on the thingy with live reactions. Everything. Yeah, they can draft the guy from Stanford. So first of all, I keep hearing things about the Bucs are so great. They returned all 22 starters. They'll be great. Did you watch the Buccaneers at all? Did you forget that this was not a perfect team? Did you forget what their secondary was? Did you forget any... Guys, the Bucs defense wasn't as good as you think it was. It had a great pass rush, and their run defense was unbelievable. If you got the ball into the secondary, you could fucking burn their corners. Their secondary was a problem for them. You look at the Saints game. When the Saints could throw the ball on them, they couldn't be stopped. They had to use their pass rush because it was a crutch for them. The Saints had to do it too. Under Greg Williams, the Saints had no secondary. They used their pass rush as a crutch, but if you could get the ball into the secondary, boom, you were flying past them. In the Dome Patrol days, the Saints had a great linebacking core. Their front three, were pretty decent. The secondary was useless. That's why we couldn't win a playoff game, and our offense being total dog shit in times that it needed not to be. Yeah, just... Their secondary is bad. It was bad. It was bottom 10 of the league last year. It needed help, and lots of it. You thought it was good, but it just played... It didn't look great. It's the one area I think of major weakness that the Bucs want to address. So if I'm the Buccaneers, I'm honestly looking at it. I don't even know who the fuck that guy is. By the way, Jabril Cox. If Jabril Cox falls to the Saints in the second round and we don't pick him, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. Because Jabril Cox is a day one starter in this league. Let it be known. has Barmore going to the Bucks. Oh, well. No, they need secondary help. I mean, it even says it. Their third one is safety. I mean, Elijah Molden, I've heard good things about him, so I don't know anything. But if he's the best safety available, fuck it, take him. So let's look at our draft grade. Wonder what they think of us. A+, B-, fuck you. C+, fuck you. Fuck you. It's just, fuck you. Okay, Patrick Surtain's a good pick. B-, C. I agree with that. I think that could have been a little bit better, but whatever. A+, A+, A-, C-. That's just because you think that the freaking guys should go with a quarterback / offensive lineman, and I think they need to replace the guy that just retired. Hello? Are you worried about his injury problem? Because I can see that, but still. Not a bad pick overall. Look at this. Not a bad draft at all. Not a bad draft. For me. Yeah, exactly. Despite the logical accuracy. Exactly. Because it's like a Jamar. But the thing is, what's funny is that Jamar Chase, because the guys on Clickbait Sports did the same thing today. I think they picked Jamar Chase as going to the Dolphins as well, and like they got a similar grade or something. I mean, I don't think they got the same grade. I don't know. What I do know is this. Oh, wait. I'm stupid. It's over! Okay. Would you like to hear a rant about LSU sports? I'm going to go get a drink of water so that my voice is ready, because this is going to be a bitch to do. While I'm going to get that drink of water, fire away with every question that isn't that one question you guys do not want to stop asking. Alex Smith is not even close to being a Hall of Famer. You have to understand, being a Hall of Famer means you have to do a lot to be a Hall of Famer. And my thing is, you have to be at least top 5 in your position, unless there's a saturation in your position where it's clear that 5 of those guys are Hall of Famers. It's tough. Because, like, it's just, he's not even close to a Hall of Famer. He doesn't have an argument for being in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Very Good at most. It's tough, though he played a while, and he's the only QB with, I think, 40 wins with 3+ franchises. Yeah. So, hold on. Let me just clear up my voice. I'm about to rant. I'm about to rant for a while about LSU and sports. 'Cause, baby, it's about to get really heated in here. So, in order to do this, I'm going to start with an LSU baseball recap, because that's going to feed into it. So, I went to before I get into this, I am actually going to I'm getting my second and final shot of Moderna tomorrow. I'm going to have to walk to and from Tiger Stadium. That's going to take me 40 total minutes. And I might have to walk in the pouring rain. That'll be fun. He lied. So yeah, LSU choked its series to South Carolina. We won the first game 5-1. The second game, which I went to, by the way, post-pandemic sporting event, we lost that game. Both of the next games were in 7 innings because Friday night it rained like hell. 4-2 loss. 4-2 loss. We were up 2-0. We got a run in the first. We got a run in the second. We didn't score after that. Top of the 7th. AJ Labus, guy who was on the mound. He gets 2 guys on. Paul Mainieri, in his infinite wisdom, decides to pull him. This has backfired pretty much every time he's tried it this year. When a situation is about to go south, he decides to pull him, and he pulls him for Devin Fontenot. The definition of this is not a good idea. Because he's tried this before this year, and it failed, like 2 or 3 times. And I would just say, don't do it. I'd wait one more. Because oh, that's your name? Well, at least somebody finally gets that going. So anyway, first pitch, Fontenot throws. It's a high launch angle. Dylan Cruz is about to catch it. He bobbles the fucking ball and 2-run score. Then, later on, another one. This time, it's basically a looper over the bag and left feet. Looper over the bag, third base bag, goes into left. They score 2 more runs and we blow it. Granted, we didn't blow the third game. No, we just got our asses handed to us 9-0. It was the number 10 team in the country, but for fuck's sake, you should not be doing that when you have a lead. At one point, we had, the bases loaded. And, no, that's how we scored our run. We scored our run when the bases were loaded with no outs. And we had a sacrifice fly that went out. It was a foul ball. I didn't think they even needed to go for it, in my opinion. It turns out they really didn't need to go for it, because it wasn't like we were going to get a fucking hit out of it or anything. But yeah. Yeah, we almost noble tigered, which is no outs, bases loaded, ends, no outs, bases loaded, team incapable of getting easy, ending with team incapable of getting easy run. Fucking noble tiger. No, but still we did. We still did that. It ended up that we were incapable of getting an easy run because, think about it, all we got was a sac fly. That's like the dumbest run ever. You couldn't get an easy base hit. Fucking idiots. And then the midweek game, which was on Tuesday, still got a run. Yeah, but we lost by 2, so it was fucking meaningless, wasn't it? So, midweek versus ULM. We won that game 5-0. But that game on Saturday was a bit of a choke job. Oh, but I was reeling, you see. Because it wasn't the choke job. Because the prior night, LSU pulled off an incredible choke job. One that has made me recognize something about this university. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LSU Rant. Friday night, LSU put together an amazing thing. Something that I have now decided to call a good old-fashioned LSU choke job. When you have all the fucking talent, you have all the expectations of winning, and you manage to fucking blow it when you have a lead. Okay? What happened? Let me tell you what happened. So LSU has this gymnastics team, and it was kind of ranked third in the nation. Now, it hasn't won a fucking meet or any sort of competition in a while. It's come in it's come in second in the past 3 attempts. Came in second at SECs, came in second in the regional semis, and came in second in the regional finals. That's fine, it gets you moving. But fucking still not good. So, we are doing great. We're doing amazing. Now, we're not doing great enough to win, but that's fucking fine. We are second in the regional. Second in the semifinal that we were in, going into the final rotation. So, all you have to do is keep that fucking lead, right? Right. Understand that. You need to just keep that lead. So, it's beam. Doesn't matter which one it is, but I'm just going to tell you right now. So, how do we start that? We get a 9.725. Now, that doesn't sound that bad until you realize that you're supposed to be getting 9.8s. Right? You want to be able to drop a 9.7, especially when you're going up against teams like Alabama, the reigning SEC champions, because I should mention, we were in a group of death. Because it was Alabama, it was Oklahoma, and it was Utah. Utah is the reigning Pac-12 champions. Oklahoma's the reigning national champions. Alabama won the SEC title. Utah, by the way, hosted the regional that we were just in, so fucking thanks for that. The other regional was made up of a bunch of scrubs. Florida, which was not a scrub, they're actually pretty decent. Michigan, who ended up winning the whole damn thing, by the way, the next day. Cal, and Minnesota. 2 teams that were in no way competing in this. They had, 0 shot. So, we start with a 9.7. That's fine. We can drop it. Because you get 6 attempts, and you keep the top 5 scores. Fine. That's fine. So, we could just drop it. Okay, perfect. First person. Now, I'm gonna name names here, but, this is the one person who I'm not gonna shit on too much because, I'm afraid... Not because of her specifically, but because of the fact that you don't mess with people who happen to be, in a relationship with linebackers of the Ravens. So, I'm gonna back off. I have reasons to back off. It's I'm not fucking with that. It's look, you know what? I'm gonna keep myself composed. Right now, I will rip into this, by the way. Because, that's great. That's great. That's great. Fine. Start with a 9.7. Next comes up Haley Bryant. She comes in there. Now, she's been the freshman of the year basically the whole year. She's been kicking ass and taking no prisoners. She comes in at the last minute because the other person, Sammy Durante, has fallen off because she literally fell off of bars and had to take an 8.9. But luckily, we managed to drop that. Or it was a 9.2, excuse me. Still, managed to drop that. Kind of like her face fell to the floor. Yeah, that happened. It was saddening. I didn't watch it, though, so that's good. Well, that was bad. So yeah, anyway, moving on from that. So she scores a 9.92. Really fucking good. Really good. That's what you call coming back from a failure. So, who's next? Oh, it's only this one girl whose name I can't remember. Oh, wait, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Alona Schnennen. Because apparently having real last names is not a possibility. He says as a person who has a similar problem with his last name. Still, not important. Here's what's important. All you have to do is get better than a 9.72. Preferably a 9.8. You failed so miserably, you managed to get a 9.4. What was the actual number? It was a 9.4375, if I remember correctly. Scores a 9.4375. That means that automatically gets dropped right now. As of now, that's automatically getting dropped. Why is it automatically getting dropped? You already have the 9.72. So you have to keep a 9.72, which is not a good fucking thing to do. So now we're playing catch up the whole rest of the way. It's a tight race. We're not going to win this thing, so we can come in second. You need to come in second to make it to the Final Four. Okay, fine. Fine. So, we do pretty well with the rest of them. So we're down to the final one. Final person. All you have to do is get like a 9-8. All you have to do. You had done it before. You managed to get a 9-7-7-5, and you cause us to finish 4th in our semifinal and miss the Final Four for the first time since 2015. Good fucking job. This is on you for screwing us. Except it's not on you. It shouldn't have been on you. Because at this point, we shouldn't have been that close. It's on everyone for failing miserably. We had done one of the greatest opening 2 rotations in the history of the semifinals. Only 4 other times had it happened prior. Or 3 other times. Okay? That's historic. And we managed to blow it. Was it the greatest botch job or, failure we've done this season? No, because against Florida, going into the final rotation on floor, the best rotation we have, by the way, we had a 0.3 lead. 0.3, that's pretty much insurmountable if you do a decent fucking job. We blew it and we lost by 0.1. We had the 3rd best score in the nation at that time. That don't mean shit, because you lost. We went into a tailspin after that and lost 3 straight before winning 2 more before SECs where we didn't win. Now, here's what sucks. If we would have been in the first semifinal, we would have had a good enough score to actually make finals. However, that ain't the way the cookie crumbled, number 1. Number 2, you finished fucking 4th. Which means so did Alabama, who finished 3rd in that semifinal, meaning they're about as pissed off as you are. So you can shut the fuck up about that. You didn't execute well. You didn't come together. You weren't clutch. You fucking choked it. That's what you did. Let's be perfectly honest about what happened there. You choked it. It was the fault of individuals. This is a team sport that makes no fucking sense. Because how the fuck is this a team sport when it 100% relies on the individual? All of this. You should be... I don't know how people do it. And it's like, you fucking individually blew it. You had the talent. You knew you had the talent. The numbers showed you had the talent, but you didn't fucking execute it. So what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? Is that talent or is that bullshit? That's what I gotta ask here. Is that talent or is that bullshit? When you have talent, you're supposed to fucking execute with it, right? Yeah, exactly. It's hard. But you're supposed to fucking execute with it. This kind of mentality, the one I'm talking about, that's what I don't understand. But it's finally, that night, this is how I was feeling. I finally understand how toxic it can be. I never understood the truly toxic mentality that could be brought upon someone until I actually felt it myself. That's what pisses me off. Is that I never noticed what this was like. This rant isn't, firstly, about LSU being a failure and everything. This starts off with me just going into why I can finally see the toxic mindset that gymnastics can bring. Why people die because of this. Because of eating disorders. Because they're told they have to be fucking perfect. Now, I'm going to say it's a bias. I hate all sports with judges. Because I think judges are stupid and dumb. I'm talking diving, I'm talking... gymnastics, obviously. I'm talking, figure skating and all. Very difficult. But I'm only familiar with one of them, gymnastics. I happen to, know, we have a gymnastics team. I don't go to swimming and diving meets, fine. And I don't know anybody who's ever done diving, so I know someone who's actually done gymnastics. So, that's where my bias has happened a lot. So, this is the type of toxicity it can enable. How it can eat away at somebody. To the point where it's like 94375 would be the locker code I would use next year as a motivational tactic. Because I have a way to get through this, and then I'm going to go into another rant about LSU real quick. I come from only having watched true team sports. I've come up with a term that fits sports like diving, gym, figure skating. Individual body sports. They're sports in which the only thing that is being impacted, the only thing that's under control is of your own body, and that's the only thing that can impact scoring. In football, you can get knocked the fuck out by somebody else and drop a pass, and it ain't your damn fault. In basketball, your shot can get blocked, and it won't be your fault that someone else timed it perfectly. In hockey, you can get laid out on the motherfucking ice. In tennis, you can be unlucky with the way the ball bounces because of wind or because there's another person who hits it. Luck is so much of a factor in other sports, but in this, there cannot be any luck. You have to execute it 100% perfectly, or you will not do it well enough to win. But why is this a team sport and not just a purely individual sport, where the only accolades can come from the individual? It doesn't make any sense. Only 7 teams now, a 7th finally, since 1982, have ever won the gymnastics national championship for the NCAA. 7. That's bullshitly low. We've had a consistently great team for years, and we managed to blow it. It requires perfection over a minute and a half. How the fuck are you supposed to do that? So that's what I finally understand. I understand, A, just how toxic that mindset can be, and B, that I truly don't understand it. But here's my thinking and the way I want to talk for next season. Just my inspiration. So first of all, guys, you blew the greatest senior class that this university may ever have for gymnastics. I want you to fucking remember that you blew the greatest senior class ever by finishing 4th in your semifinal. Because you individually fucked it up. But not all of you are going to be back. That's fine. Seniors, you won't be back. Not all of you. So you cannot fix this for all of those who will be back. Your job, and it's yours alone, is to fix that. It is to make sure not to choke. It is to make sure to remember that you may be the most talented motherfuckers on this planet, but if you don't execute, it doesn't fucking matter. You can have all the talent in the world and not win any games. Just ask LSU fans. That's where I'll go with this. But for you guys, pick your fucking heads up now. Pick your damn heads up. Because you may have fucked this up, and you may have blown this, and you may have choked all of this. But you did that now. And the past has to become the past. You can't beat yourself up over it. So what if you fucked up? Don't fuck up again. Do that. Remember that you just made a mistake. You're young. Some of you are training for the Olympics right now, which I can see why maybe that got in your way, but, all of that. But remember that you can do this. Just do it then. You have the ability to do it, so do it. If there's something that's stopping you, talk about it with someone. Address it. Figure it out. Because if there's anything that's getting in your way of succeeding, break it down. That is a rule that I have decided for myself. If there's anything that's going to get in the way of my success, I'm going to destroy it. If there's anything that wants to stop me, I'm not going to let it. And if it eventually bests me, I'm going to get back up on my feet. I'm going to devise a new plan, and instead of potentially destroying it, I'll just conquer it in a different way. Chess boxing is what you may have to do. You may be good at chess or you may be good at boxing, but you have to make it through the round of boxing before you can get to the chess. I think. If they don't do it that way, that's stupid. So remember that. Don't beat yourself up over it. But also, especially to you, Loney, the one that had the 94375, make that your damn locker code and remind yourself that you will never do that again. Because you know damn well that not only are you more talented than that, but that you are more badass than to let yourself do that. And just constantly remind yourself you are too much of a badass to get that low a score. Especially when you didn't miss anything, it was just you consistently messing up because you were shaking out there. You cannot crumble under this pressure. It's now expected from you. Do it. Because you clearly can. You'd shown it throughout the season. Show it all the time. You've got this. And I think we all know that you can do this. But, you guys, don't worry. You're just one symptom of a whole problem that I like to call LSU asphyxiation. So what is LSU asphyxiation? Well, it's when LSU chokes. Good old-fashioned LSU choke job. So I quoted a Steve Spurrier quote from the 90s. You can have all the talent in the world and still not win football games. Just ask LSU fans. Look at basketball. Look at football this year. You know, when we went 5-5, granted we didn't have any sort of continuity. So, look at the 2013 LSU Tigers that went 8-5 or something. With all of this talent. Like, look at the baseball team this year. Look at all of this. You have all of this talent, and what are you doing? You're fucking squandering it. In the middle of this thing between me planning this rant and this whole thing, we choked at another sport. Women's golf, the top seed in the SEC tournament, managed to fucking flop against Mississippi State. Number 5, Mississippi State. It was close matches, but still, you're supposed to beat them. You can't fucking lose to Mississippi State. You fucking idiots. Like, oh wait, 2013 LSU went 10-3. Who the fuck am I thinking of? Oh yeah, 2014 LSU. Which had Leonard Fournette on there. It had Quan Alexander on there. Deion Jones was on there. Tre'Davious White was on that team. Jamal Adams was on that team. Granted, it was a freshman Jamal Adams, but still. Like, we're talking a junior Danielle Hunter. This team went 8-5. Look at all of... You heard all that talent? You heard all that talent? Yeah. Just insane. Are y'all still there? Are y'all still there? Good. Good. Damn. Well, yeah, you've just been vibing. Yeah, I know. I got angry. Very angry. We choke a lot. We have a lot of talent and we tend to choke it, and I just realized that I'm, like, done with that. So, we're reaching the end of this thingy soon. It's time for the dreaded AMA. Let's see if this can go normal places. Ah, yes. Yes. The dreaded AMA. Ask away, fire away. For the love of fuck. This baseball team has decided to give up in the 6th inning. Oh, did I hear the drama? I had that in my fucking notes. I actually have that in my notes. Yes. The new drama. It's not new drama. It's the fact that, so first of all, the report came out basically saying, yada yada, it wasn't based on Robert E. Lee or doing anything, and it's like an old thingy, yeah. They are creating a separate band that won't play it. Guys, you decided to create a separate band to not play the racist song. Do you not see the symbolism there? Are you that fucking stupid? You can't be that dumb. You cannot be this stupid. I honestly cannot believe they're that stupid. I know this is Texas. And like, I expect some levels of stupidity, but for fuck's sake, whose idea was that? By the way, today the Reds became the first team in MLB history to lose despite hitting 6+ home runs and having its starting pitcher allow 2 runs or fewer. Like, yeah. Anything else? I mean, we can talk about the European Super League. You want to talk about that shit? Okay. Ugh. I have said from the start, I did not believe in Nick Sirianni as the head coach. And that shit was like... it was fucking... oh my god, Nick Sirianni. So he did it because he wanted to show, like, how competitive guys... I just don't understand what the fuck that came from. Like, who gave you that idea? Meanwhile, for LSU's women's basketball team, we announced that, there was this player coming in from... I am double checking exactly where. But we just lost a player that said... Can someone explain to me why the fuck it's Bally Sports? Why? Why the hell did they decide to do that? By the way, I don't like their graphics. I don't like their graphics. They're too low on the screen. I don't get what they were thinking. It's too low on the screen. Overlays always are going to screw with it. I know why, but it's Bally itself. I'm talking about Bally specifically. I know Sinclair took it on, and then they've decided to shit all over YouTube TV and a lot of streaming services, because fuck them. Sinclair is a piece of shit company in and of itself for a lot of reasons. This is really helping them. For 10 years? First of all, that's not where the name Bally comes from. That's not at all where the name comes from. No. And I know this because Bally's wasn't originally just a casino company. They happen to fall into one of my random ass areas of knowledge, pinball. They're named after a magazine from the 1930s known as Ballyhoo. That's what they got their name after. It was their first machine in 1936. Do not question why I know these things. Yeah. And yeah, it's a pinball company that also happened to make slot machines. And people wonder why it was thought that pinball and gambling were the same thing. It's not like there was a company that was making both slot machines and pinball machines. But we have a lot of different things. Anybody else? Man, if DPJ were here, this would be fun. But he's not. Yes. By the way, the NHL's media rights package is fucked right now because NBC is not apparently looking to continue with it. Just so stupid. This is really stupid with this whole NHL thing. Because right now, they have their first media rights package. They have their number one. That went to ESPN. Their number two was supposed to be with NBC. That's looking like it's not going to happen. Genuinely, the NHL might be fucking itself in the face. Because they announced that deal with ESPN. They shouldn't have done it. It's not. It's that, well, NHL doesn't make them money. NHL isn't making them money. They don't have a place to put it because they're axing NBC Sports. And they're axing that because they were not making money off of it because they can put shit behind a paywall on Peacock. That's what they're doing. They're trying to use Peacock as a place to put all of their sports. Except for football. And some IndyCar, I think. They're just trying to put shit behind a paywall. Because again, and this is a thing I said. They got rid of NHL. Might get... Or IndyCar. What do you mean by they might get rid of MLB on their RSNs? Really? Really? Did they... NBC Sportsnets are actually thinking of getting rid of it? Why? Why would you do that? That's actually a bad investment. Oh, might get rid of MLB on their RSNs? I didn't hear anything about that. IndyCar I've heard of. And, like, they've been fucking... I think they have IndyCar. I'm not 100% sure of it. But I get no idea about that thing. By the way, I'm gonna keep going until 9:30. I'm gonna keep going until 9:30 my time, and then I'm gonna end this. Yeah. Man, do not forget, next week, joining the Discord, which you've both already done, will be the way to get into the room where we will be reacting to the draft live. Yes, I have a voice chat room set up for it. Potentially, we'll see how that goes. Do I see it happening? Not really. Again, if they get J.C. Horn, by the way, that's a very good cornerback that you would get. Day 2 of the draft's going to be really interesting. Christ. That's good. That's good. That one's good. Ah, man. This is just... Who's the for this game? By the way. Because, like, maybe it'll make sense. Wow. That is bad. Did y'all see the ending to the A's Twins game yesterday? Randazzo, Yum. Yeah, that A's Twins ending was crazy. Yeah, they do, though. They don't know how to win. They just don't know how to win. I've seen it. Oh, it's happened before. Of course, you have the immaculate balk off. Which is the worst possible way to lose. Just the balk. A balk is when you can't just be up there and doing a balk like that. A balk is when you... Okay, well, listen. A balk is when you balk the... Let me start over. The pitcher is not allowed to do a motion to the batter that prohibits the batter from doing, just trying to hit the ball. You can't do that. Once the pitcher is in the stretch, he can't be over here and say to the runner, like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to tag you out. You better watch your butt. And then just be like he didn't even do that. If you're about to pitch and then don't pitch, you have to still pitch. You cannot not pitch. Does that make any sense? You got to be throwing motion of the ball and then until you just throw it. Okay, well, you can have the ball up here like this, but then there's the balk you got to think about. Fairuza Balk hasn't been in any movies in forever. I hope she wasn't typecast as that racist lady in American History X. Oh wait, she was in The Waterboy too. That would be even worse. Ha. Get in my belly. Adam Water, The Waterboy. Haha, classic. Okay, seriously though, a balk is when the pitcher makes a movement that, as determined by when you do a move involving the baseball infield of, do not do a balk, please. Mate, I just read the John Boyce copy pasta. You don't understand how much that took out of me. You don't know the famous John Boyce balk copy pasta? Precisely. Just, what is a balk? Yes. What do you mean by that? Yes. Do not do a balk, please. Ah, yes. Man, it is 9:25. Let's get a couple more questions in, then we'll end this baby here, and we probably won't stream tomorrow. We will be live for the draft on Thursday night. We will be live for the draft on Friday night, and then we'll see what happens on Saturday. Look at your troubles and... Anyway. Anything? This was an interesting stream. It's unfortunate that nobody else showed up, but it's fine. If I'd have been on time, maybe things would have been different. Lawrence or Minshew? Minshew might get traded. I mean, honestly, I don't know what happens with Minshew. I can utilize him. I mean, he's on a cheap salary. I don't know what the hell. They'd probably keep him around as backup, let's be honest. They would need a backup. Wow. So, God, I just would like it if, like, Jabril Cox could fall to the Saints in the second round and then they actually make a fucking smart move and pick him. Please? Please pick an LSU defensive player. You haven't done it in a decade. Yeah, the Saints do not pick LSU players. Just, they refuse to do it, it seems, almost. Minshew to back up Brady in Tampa. I mean, honestly, I love how nobody in... By the way, John Boyce may or may not have found the greatest, most hilarious thing in the world. The Quadro Tracker, a bomb/drug/person locating device a bunch of cops and school districts bought in the 1990s that turned out to just be a box of dead ants. It's just a box of dead ants. It doesn't even... So this is from an actual article about this. It doesn't even use batteries. The Quadro tracker runs off a person's static electricity, and it can identify the molecular magnetic properties of any substance on Earth, according to a Lake Wiley man who is marketing the device. It's a fucking divining rod. Like, what the shit? No, cops don't need to have their budgets cut. No, they need to have their budgets rerouted so that non-dumbasses are running it. Jesus fucking Christ. How can you be that stupid? Anyway, it's 9:31 over here. This has been fun and good and weird, and we won't be missing it. Now, when does the draft coverage start? When does draft coverage start? I'm not sure about that because I need to figure out the whole logistics of everything. Because we want people in the server to have fun. We need to freaking advertise the crap out of this thing, because people want to do this. Since nobody else is doing it, no certain other person is doing it. Because, frankly, what is CET? Whatever. When does the NFL draft start? Yes, thank you. Let me see. So it starts at 7 o'clock my time. Yeah, it starts at 7. Probably gonna go live because I don't want to overload my computer. And this thing's gonna take 4 hours. So I'm gonna probably hop on and start pre-draft coverage because the draft itself starts at 7. Yeah, my ass. They're not gonna make the first pick until like 7:20, 7:30. So I'll probably go live at 6:30 next week. 6:30 is when I'm gonna go live, set everything up. So that I want to go live then because I want people to know that it's happening. So that people can get in. Because, want to have more fun, which is always, it's always more fun to have people around for that. So, yeah. Yeah. Other than that, we can talk more on the Discord server, and that's going to wrap this one up. So yeah, if you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me at capital BEN, capital S, capital L, capital A, capital SPORTS. You can find the Anchor podcast. Those are got a bunch of links in the frickin' the Twitch thingy now. Yeah. I know exactly what I'm saying right now. I'm totally not flabbering right now. Fucking hell. I'm about to go get some ice cream because, frankly, I deserve ice cream. No, you don't. Yes, I do. So yeah. This has been good. Hope y'all have had a good time. I've had a good time. Until the next time when we are having a live draft thing. Woohoo! Till next time. I've been Ben Schluter. This has been Goal to Go. Live. Thank you, and bye-bye.